Hey BoLS fans, Gentleman back once again with battle report against Nick's Khador, but this time instead of Troll Bloods I brought along my Searforge. This is my first outing with a pure Searforge list. I've played Mercenaries for a very long time, but up until now it's pretty much always been 4-star or Highborn. The reason why I'm taking Searforge is because I wanted to bring out Ostrom for the first time, and because his feat specifies Rhulic models, he's really probably the best Rhulic caster to take with a pure Rule army. And here he is over here. I've gone ahead with his theme list because he's really a focus starved caster. He has a lot of upkeeps he likes to throw around, and if you take him with his theme list you can begin the game with those in play and you don't have to pay focus for him the first turn. So I've got high shields over here. They are probably going to have snipe put on them. I've got Hearn and John over here. I plan on putting fire for effect on those guys. And then I've just got some other stuff. We got some, as you can see right there, some Hold Forge Guard. They're going to give me some heavy hitting. I brought along Brun and Lug because they kind of free up focus burden for Ostrom, and also they have Pathfinder, which is something that Rhulics tend to sorely need, so that's going to be helpful. I've got a Blaster because they're really great at taking out masses of infantry. And of course, I guess I've got a Thor Steinhammer over there to fix any jacks that break. And nice driller for some damage output. I think that covers everything. I've brought it up against, as I said before, Nick's Khador. This time, instead of E-Sorsha, he's brought along Prime Butcher. And there he is, right in the middle of everything. He's going with a pretty heavy Berserker list. Just this once, I've said, hey, even though we're doing a bat rep, it's okay if you proxy. So Drago there, he is just another regular Berserker. We'll let him get away with it this time while he gets the rest of his models painted. We've got some Widowmakers on the hill. I'm absolutely terrified of those guys. My dwarves have pretty low defense and high armor. That's how they stay alive. And the Widowmakers are just going to drop them like flies, doing 1 point of damage every time they hit. I got some Manhunters over there, and then some nice durable Mana Wars. So all in all, looks to be an interesting match. I am pretty afraid of all the high damage that Butcher's feet can bring to bear against the Searforge list. They tend to survive, like I was just saying, on high armor, and in the defense department they're pretty low. And since Butcher tends to be really good about dealing damage and not so great at hitting things, I'm not sure if I brought along the best force to take him down, but we'll go ahead and see how everything works out. Alright, and we're back. We both finished our first turns, and as I predicted, we have a couple of unfortunate Hold casualties over here, thanks to those dirty stinging Widowmakers that are hanging out in that rubble over there. Otherwise, I got off probably okay, given I should have lost more Forge Guard, but Nick decided instead of those guys, he was going to go after Brun. Because Brun's arm's only 15, he thought he could get lucky if he went ahead and rolled for damage instead of just doing that automatic point like those Widowmakers can do. And that turned out to work pretty good for me because his luck was bad and Cragback ended up taking less damage than he could have. So that's always nice. Otherwise, we're both just making our way towards the center. This time we're doing Overrun. So as you can see, there's a nice big control zone throughout the middle that we're both going to have to fight for. This is one of those that's incredibly hard to score because the area is so big. It's really hard to keep all your opponent's models out, so it's probably just going to be a big grind right in the middle. And really bad news for me is, you'd think I would have learned by now, but no, Yuri has run up along with his friend, the Manhunter lady, and they are engaging my high shields. So that's pretty bad news. Hopefully my guys can finish them off, but otherwise I think there's a good chance that they're just going to be ineffective this turn and I'm just going to end up losing a lot of them. Alright, well, I will come back after my next turn. Alright, end of my turn 2. Everything went fairly well. I had a couple of minor pains. Most notably the Blaster over here did not hit the Manhunter. That was pretty bad. Also, I didn't clear quite as many of those Widowmakers away with John's Fire for Affected Barrage Arquebus, but I did get the solo, so he's gone. But there's still 3 of them left, and they're just going to keep plinking away at me every turn. Over here, my high shields are still stuck in melee with these manhunters. I managed to do a little bit of damage to the female, but Yuri is absolutely fine. I had the other five, the five who aren't engaged, do two 5-man CRAs at this berserker, the unpainted one. And with that and a boosted hand cannon shot from Osram, I managed to do a little bit of damage to it. It's lost one of its arms. It's not doing so great, but still not as good of a turn as I might have liked. I was really hoping that with that many attacks I could maybe bring down Yuri with those 4 guys, but it was not to be. So now it's time for Nick to take his second turn. And we're back after Nick's turn 2. He's already calling this his foolish turn. He feeded a little bit, possibly a little bit prematurely, and there's a couple of mistakes he made he might want to take back, so let's look at what happened. Over here, massacred, 5 dwarves dead, gone to meet their ancestors. Yuri and the Manhunter just took them right down. Over here, we have the my driller is engaging a berserker now, which ran to engage it. Not quite sure what was going on with Nick there with that decision, but I'm looking forward to tuning up that driller with Thor, tuning up damage, and hopefully just annihilating that berserker next turn. I lost all but one of my Forge Guard from more Widowmaker shots. Over here, I would say that Lug got pretty lucky. He got charged by a berserker, got shot by multiple Man-O-War, and he's still kicking, hasn't even lost a system yet. My poor blaster over here got hurt really bad, and with only 2 boxes left I got really lucky there, and those 2 boxes that it does have left are head and cortex, so it can keep getting focused and keep on shooting, so that was pretty fortuitous there. Otherwise, I'm probably going to beat this turn, and I'm looking forward to taking some damage back. So we will see what happens at the end of my turn, and that is when we will come back. Alright, not a bad turn, but there were a couple big failures that have me a little worried. Let's do the successes first. Alright, Driller totally scrapped that berserker, good job. Over here, Brun and Lug tag teamed that other berserker. It's gone now, so that's pretty sweet. Unfortunately, Hearn and John were only able to take away 1 more Widowmaker, so I've still got 2 of those guys being a huge pain. My last remaining Forge Guard did a little bit of damage to that berserker, but over here is where the real sadness is. Did a nice 5-man CRA against Yuri, but his elevation meant that I missed. Really should have just gone ahead and moved those guys up on the hill, so I wouldn't have had to worry about that penalty. And equally sadly over here, Osram boosted a shot with his hand cannon at the Lady Manhunter, but she refused to be hit. He missed, and she is still alive, ready to charge him. Now fortunately, Butcher's feed turn has gone now, so there's a chance that since he's holding 1 focus, he can probably live through this, but he may be dead, so this battle report may be very nearly over. Alright, be back when we see how Nick's turn goes. Whoa, that went pretty badly. Alright, so Driller gone, Brun gone, Lug gone, not too much left. Yuri committed more terrible acts of slaughter over here and finished off most of those high shields. Really at this point, what we're down to is two high shields, Thor and Osram. That's all I got left. So I'm not just going to forfeit. I'm going to try to kill a few things, and we'll see if Nick can take Osram down with the Butcher. Might even be nice to record those rolls and watch them happen. So that'll be it. I'll probably be back just a second after I do a few things. Alright, pretty lucky turn with those few pieces I had left. We had these 2 high shields took out Yuri. Nice roll there. Thor stood still, used his flamethrower to take out the female Manhunter, so she will trouble me no more. And now we just have Osram, who valiantly managed to slay 2 of the Man-O-War Shock Troopers. He got a lucky crit decap roll on one of those, and that helped him take him down. But he's only got 1 focus left, so basically I am setting up. Nick, would you like to move in the Butcher? and see if he can finish off Osram and end this game.
It will be my pleasure.
Now, my one thing that I do have going for me is that Osram does have Bullet Dodger on him. So if Nick accidentally misses with one of these Butcher attacks, Osram will be able to move 2 inches away and be out of the Butcher's reach. So I can always hope for that. We're just going to move everybody else around, just get to the main event. So let's see what the Butcher does. So with Matt 9, Butcher needs 5s to hit, so boosting to hit. Alright. And he's a POW 16 Weapon Master, so let's see that damage roll. So boosting damage. All right,
it's a charge.
You got it. Oh, right, it's a charge. So you got to pull the focus to boost a hit, though. Come on.
I did that.
Did you? Oh, my bad. Nick says Nick did indeed pull the focus to boost a hit. So what is that there?
Oh, here we go.
You've got 14, and with Osram up to 18 right now, that's 12. Let's see it again. Another boost to hit.
That should do.
Yep, I think that's it. That is one dead General Osram. Alright, well, yep, I think that pretty much reinforces what I was saying at the beginning. Prime Butcher is not the right guy to run Searforge against because he's just got plenty of ways to deal with their high armor. So he just totally whittled everybody down. And again, this is one of those things that makes me thankful for the multi-list format in most Warmachine and Hordes tournaments. If I'd been playing my Mercenaries, I wouldn't have had to play my Searforge against P-Butcher. I could have picked another list. So I guess, hey, that's something to be thankful for and a nice lesson learned. Alright, thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
And we're out.